What is going on, guys? Back with another video. Today I'm dropping another tier list, and this time the tier list is going to be based on storage projects, guys. Now, you might be thinking storage, it's boring, it doesn't have any sort of hype, but you need to understand the importance of storage, guys. Storage is such a big and undervalued narrative. If you have a look at the current valuation for all of the projects, it's around 11.4 billion, the total market cap, guys. And something like Filecoin almost takes nearly 40% of that whole market cap. And there are some good projects in this narrative. There's a lot of crap in this narrative as well, guys. A lot of projects which are from 2017, 2018, which I don't believe are worth holding. I've got around 20 projects here, guys. I haven't got every single storage project, but I've got some which I think have very good potential and others which, I'm going to give you an example of why I don't think it's worth the investment. Of course, guys, it's my own opinion. It doesn't mean I'm right. And of course, none of this is financial advice. Now, if you have a look at the data storage industry, guys, you can see it's an industry which has the potential for immense growth. In 2023, the whole market size was valued at around $250 billion, and it's expected to grow to nearly $1 trillion by 2030, guys. And the key players in this, guys, are those centralized based, companies, Microsoft, Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, Dropbox. You've got these huge companies, and a lot of people need to understand the importance of decentralized storage, guys. It can have a huge amount of use case. A lot of the time, your data is in your full control. You control the data. It's based on, not on a centralized source. So you don't rely on it being hosted by, something which could potentially be hacked. On top of that, guys, it's a lot more cheaper. A lot of these projects offer a lot more sort of cost efficient, contracts in terms of whether that's monthly payments or a one-off payment. And on top of that, guys, they give you an immense amount of storage. It could be things from, data files to NFTs to gaming to anything you can think of, guys. So a lot of these projects have a wide use case. A lot of them are in multiple narratives, Depin, AI, layer ones. And, these are the ones, in my opinion, the ones which hit multiple narratives are the ones which are going to be worth the investment. So anyway, guys, let's get into it, guys. I'm not going to spend too long on each project because I don't want this to be too long. Of course, I'm not saying storage is going to be, the top 3 narratives or even probably top 5. But we've seen the likes of something like decentralized science, which has pumped out of nowhere, and storage is still heavily undervalued. So anyway, let's get into it, guys. First coin on the list is obviously the king of storage, Filecoin. It's also the biggest at around $4.7 billion in market cap. It has done pretty well over the past month. It is up around 30x. They are pretty much the industry leader in terms of decentralized storage. And, they basically provide various use cases. You can store many different sort of files on this, huge partnerships as well, and, decent token utility as well. And it is a bit more expensive comparison to some of the other players on this list. And in terms of where it can go, guys, obviously this is, we've got not worth it, 3 to 5x, 10x, 20 to 30x, 50x plus. As I've said, it's nearly 5 billion in market cap, around 30% in circulation, which isn't ideal at this stage in the bull market. I'm going to put this personally, guys, as a 3 to 5x. Can it 10x? It could potentially, guys, but because of the tokenomics, this is a bit, for this to hit 50 billion, I think is a bullish case. I'm going to put it to 3 to 5x, but this would be, towards the 5x category. In fact, I'll change this one to 5x just because there's nothing in this which is insanely overvalued. The highest cap in this is Filecoin, and then something like Arweave. So I'll put a 5x for Filecoin. It's a good project, but it's probably not the best investment at this stage. Next on the list, we have IOS Network. Now, this is a prime example of just because a project is old, You know, a lot of people think all projects are all bad. This has shown immense growth, guys. I believe it's up like 7-8x over the year. You know, they're hitting multiple narratives, AI, they've got their own chain, layer one, storage. And, you know, I really do like what they're developing. You know, they have sort of a use case in, you know, streaming also as well. So you can run nodes on this. And, you know, the fact that it's in multiple narratives in terms of AI, you know, it has different AI computation, the storage mechanisms where it's fast, secure, and it's cheaper than a lot of other systems. And on top of that, streaming, you know, they can help different producers and content creators help deliver them, you know, high quality sort of video streaming capabilities. And, you know, I think this is an overall pretty solid project. It has pumped a lot, guys, and it's, you know, up massively from the lows. In terms of its market cap, I think it's around 1 billion in market cap. I do believe this has 10x potential, guys. As I've said before, the fact that it's in multiple narratives, not just storage, is a very bullish factor in my opinion. So it's a good option in my opinion. I think, you know, layer one, AI, storage, very good pick. And next on the list is Holochain, guys. I don't know if you remember this project, but you know, back in like 2019, 2020, I was trading this. You know, when I didn't really know too much about crypto, I thought, you know, I used to see this trending a lot, and it was something I used to ape into. It is a very, very old project, guys, from 2018. It has pumped over the month around, you know, 100%. But to be honest, guys, I just think there's, you know, pretty much a lot of better projects in this space. It is on, I think it's on various ecosystems, on Harmony as well, which, you know, is another old chain. You know, they do pretty much everything else that the storage projects do. You know, they, you know, offer different storage and cloud hosting capabilities for businesses. But in terms of investment, guys, this isn't a small cap either. You know, it's around 700 million in market cap. I'm gonna put this as I'm going to put it as a 5x, guys, but you know, I think there's better project. I'm not going to put it as not worth it because it has shown signs of life with the pump we've seen over the past 2 months. But you're not going to get a 10x in my opinion. I think 5x is, you know, potential for this project. Next on the list, another ancient project, ALTCOIN, which you know, again has shown pretty decent price action. It's up around 70% over the month. Um, Around 460 million in market cap as well. And again, guys, it's hard to have a use case for an old project when you've got such strong projects in this space. You know, they do offer again data storage, you know, and you know that you can basically host your you know, your storage space on their network, and you can rent different spaces as well. They've also give grants as well, so I do think they have decent funding and they've got decent money behind them. I just don't really see any hype around this, and I feel like, you know, that is not really a shock because of how old it is. Many people have moved on to newer projects. Personally, guys, I don't think this is worth the investment. Can it pump? Yes, it can, but you know, you've got strong projects in this space, which I just don't think, especially the market cap, guys, it's, you know, pretty high as well. So not worth it in my opinion. Ocean Protocol, you know, of course, they had the merger with Singularity Net and Fetch AI. They do offer storage capabilities on here, and they also offer a huge amount of use case. I do like this project, and you know, it is also pretty small in market cap. I think it's around 200 million in market cap. Where can it go? Of course, they had the merger, which some people were for, some people were against. You know, they also are into AI as well. They have different AI models. I also believe you can run nodes on this as well. They have good marketing, and you know, the price action has been pretty good on this as well. Um, I'm gonna put this as a 10x. I think, you know, 10x would be around still under 2 billion. 5 to 10x probably, but I will put it 10x. I think IOS is a better project, but you know, who knows? It could pump when we see a storage a narrative run, which I think we will definitely see at some stage. Next on the list is Iagon, guys. I think that's how you pronounce it. This is on Cardano, and we've seen Cardano pumping, and this is up as well. I think it's around 2x up over the past month, which is pretty insane to see. It is, I think it's an older project from 2021, and it's pumped massively, guys, and it's very close to its all-time highs. In terms of investing at this stage, guys, you know, it's currently 100 million in market cap. It's on Cardano, which I'm not a fan of, guys. I think you know, I know it's pumped, but you know, I'll put it as a 5x, guys, but I think there's better options. So, you know, you're probably going to be much better off putting your money into, you know, we'll just wait for me to finish this tier list. Next on the list, we have a Solana-based storage coin, Shadow. I like this project. I think this has potential. You know, being on Solana is very bullish, and I believe it's one of the only projects in terms of storage projects which is on Solana. You know, they offer various different use cases for different files. You know, you have, I think they offer permanent storage as well. And yeah, guys, decent project. I don't know too much about it, but in terms of, you know, can it pump, you know, being on Solana and the market cap around 100 million, I think could potentially 10x. Price action's been good, and they're also developing. So I'll put this as a 10x, guys. Mainly the main USP with this is Solana based, which is very good. And next on the list, we have Storage. This was a project that I used to be a massive fan of. It is an older project, guys. It was on Harmony as well, I believe, on the Harmony One ecosystem. And you know, they have still been developing a lot. It's just a lot of eyes have sort of moved on to fresher projects. You know, they provide different GPUs here and different sort of computer storage apps, integrations with different apps. Um, you know, this is a prime example, guys, of a product which is very strong, but in terms of an investment, you know, just because it's a very, very old project, and a lot of people have moved on. Again, this is from 2018. It's hard, guys, because I used to like this project, but um, it can probably 5x, guys, but you know, there's fresher projects, but I'm just think there's better project, guys. 2018, you have to remember, guys, a lot of these old holders will be waiting for, you know, a 2-3x, and they'll sell and they'll move on to fresher projects. I just don't think it's a good investment. Next on the list, we have BitTorrent, guys. Now, this is another old project. They did sort of migrate to a new contract. I do not like this project, guys. I think there is a bit of shady stuff going within this project. They are on Tron, I believe, as well, on the ecosystem, which, you know, has shown good growth. You know, they offer various sort of use cases. They do have their sort of their file system, which is in development. I believe it's out now. I'm not too sure. Look, guys, this is 1.5 billion in market cap. So if it was like 100 million, you could have a case for this 10x in. But at this stage, guys, it's not worth the investment. You're going to get much better, you know. You know, you've got something like Arweave, which is smaller in market cap, I believe, than something like BitTorrent, or around the same market cap. Arweave is miles better than something like BitTorrent. So, you know, I don't think BitTorrent is worth the investment. Next on the list, we have Bluezell, which is another old project, guys. You can just see how many old projects we have from 2018 here. To be fair, they have been developing, and you know, they do have sort of an emphasis within sort of NFTs and gaming, I believe, into this project. You know, you can host different sort of you know, gaming items in terms of storage, NFTs. So it does have a use case for a variety of different projects. So it is in the gaming narrative as well, which is good because, you know, it's not just in storage. So I believe it's on Cosmos as well. So not very bullish on Cosmos, but you know, this is pretty small in market cap, guys. I think it's around 80 million. It potentially could 10x, but you know, there's better, fresher projects out. But you know, it's a decent pick in my opinion. Next on the list, guys, we have Aught. Now, you all know how bullish I am on this, and for various reasons, guys. This isn't just a storage project. You know, they have their data storage where it's just gaining so much adoption. It's much better, it's cheaper, efficient than its competitors such as AWS, Google Cloud, and other, you know, competitors in the space. AI guys, they have their sort of data hub, which is getting released. You can do different tasks. AI agents as well, getting into that space as well. It has its own chain, layer one. So you all know how bullish I am on this, guys. I don't need to say too much. If you want to see more in depth on this, just need to watch my other videos. It has pumped around 2x, and it's currently around 65 million in market cap. I believe this will easily smash the 1 billion market cap range. It could even go to 2 billion. This is an easy 20x, 20, potentially 30x, in my opinion. A very strong project, and do your research into it. It's getting adopted by miners. The nodes are increasing day by day, and they've got huge partnerships with the likes of Dell, Lenovo, Seagate. They're also the storage provider for Binance. And a lot of people are thinking, could this potentially get that valuable Binance listing? I believe they will at some stage. Very strong investment, and it's smaller than a lot of these other old projects. Why would you invest into something like storage, Sia, BitTorrent, Iagon, Hollow, when you can get a low cap gem in the form of AUT? So do your research on it, guys. Very bullish, and it's hitting multiple narratives as well. Next on the list, we have Stratos, which is a low cap, and I believe it's from 2021. Now, this is a decent product, guys. They offer a variety of different sort of use cases for data storage. They also integrate different AI computation into the network, and it's a decent product. And to be fair, they have been developing. Another criticism with this, which shares a lot of similarities with a lot of these projects, guys, is that it is an old project, and the price action has been pretty poor on this. And in terms of an investment, do I think it's worth it? Not really, guys. But due to the fact that it's in AI, it's in Depin, and they are still developing, and it's still low in market cap, I do believe this could potentially 5 to 10x. I'll put it as a 10x because it's under 50 million, so could be a decent trade. Next on the list, I believe this is Jackal Protocol, which is another low cap. And this has shown pretty strong growth and pretty good price action as well. Team are developing, and it's sort of unique as well. You can see sort of people in terms of the website, it looks pretty good. And they've got their vault, they've got their enterprise for sort of individuals for simple storage solutions, whether that's files, images, videos. And then they also offer different solutions for businesses with Jackal Enterprise, and also they offer storage for different blockchains as well. And I do like this project. I think it's a decent option for a low cap. Also, it's shown very strong growth, and it's also not too old. I think this is early 2023. And in terms of what this can do, can it 20x? I'll put this as a 10x, guys. I'll put this towards the front of the 10x category. Very small market cap, under 50 million, and it's a decent option in my opinion. The team's pretty good, and they've been developing, pretty strongly as well. And it's shown good price action, guys. And price action is very valuable to show projects which still have life in them, and Jackal does. Next on the list, guys, we have Arweave. Now, in terms of overall storage, guys, I think this is the best overall product. They offer permanent data storage, and I think it's also one-off fees as well, so you don't need to pay monthly on this. And they also have their own blockchain, developing their own layer one, so it's hitting multiple narratives. And it's just shown a lot of strong sort of use case, huge developments, and a lot of people are still watching this project, talking about this. They've been developing, and they have huge partnerships. I also believe they have some sort of partnership with Meta as well, which is massive. And they've also got partnerships with different AI companies as well. And yeah, this is a very solid project, guys, and it is 1.7 billion market cap. This is an easy 10x in my opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if this 20x is. I'm going to put it as a 10x just to be a bit more conservative. This is a no-brainer, guys. A lot of people sort of ask Arweave or Filecoin. In terms of those two, I would pick Arweave any day. It has a lot more growth potential. It has huge partnerships, and they've been developing throughout the bear market. Very strong project, and they offer permanent data storage, and it's also more cost effective in comparison to something like Filecoin. So I like this project a lot. Next on the list, we have StoreX, which is a project which has dumped massively from all-time highs. It's down like 99%. It's on XDC as well, which isn't the most bullish in terms of networks. It's difficult, guys, because they have been developing, but I just can't ignore the price action, and I can't ignore the chart. The chart doesn't lie, and for me, I just think there is much better projects. It has performed pretty decent over the month. It is up around 80%. But look, guys, 5x. I'm gonna put it 5x. It could pump, but you've got much better options. You've got Auth, you've got Arweave, you've got IOS, Ocean, Jackal. Next on the list, we have Aleph. Now, this is another low cap which it's a decent project, guys. It's shown some strength in terms of the charts, but in terms of can it do like a 20x plus from here? I don't believe so. In terms of what they offer, they offer the various sort of storage sort of products. They also offer different AI sort of integration as well. Integrating in different AI bots as well, I believe. Haven't done too much research on this, but it seems like a decent project. In terms of where it can go from here, it is a low cap and probably can do something like a 10x. I'll put it in the 10x category, but there's better projects in my opinion. It is more risky as well. I just think there's decent sort of competition in this storage space, guys. I used to think the storage industry was Arweave, Filecoin, and then some of your other sort of smaller cap coins, but there are quite a lot of projects in this space, and you do have to be picky when you're picking your project. It can pump, guys, but I think there's better projects. Next on the list, we have Lambda, another project from 2018, I believe. And even though it's pumped like 2x over the past month, you have to understand, guys, there are going to be old bag holders in this project, old investors. This is down like 98%. And to be honest, guys, I just do not think it's worth the investment. I don't like the post they do either. They show sort of, they post, they don't really, seem too professional in my opinion. And I think there's better projects, in my opinion, to invest into. They do integrate, different sort of, AI solutions into the project, I believe. I'm not too sure. And generative AI and art into the project, but it's just a project which I think a lot of people have forgotten about, and I don't necessarily think it's worth the investment. Next on the list, guys, we have the first sort of microcap project on this list, Verida, which is also a new project. It is on Polygon, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Polygon it just doesn't have the same hype. But to be fair, guys, they have been developing pretty well. They offer, Depin, different sort of AI assistants as well. So it does go into that AI narrative. They offer different AI models as well, where you can basically, store different data. And yeah, it's a decent pick for a microcap. It is very high risk, so you do need to be aware of that. Tokenomics aren't the best either, guys. I think it's around 15% in circulation, 15 or 20% in circulation. Team's been developing. The fact that they've sort of got into that AI agent and that AI sort of assistant narrative as well. And they do also give some grants in terms of for their ecosystem as well. Where can this go, guys? It could hit 20 to 30x potentially, but it is high risk. I'll put it there, but please note, guys, this is one of those high risk projects which could, go to zero. Next on the list, guys, we have Serenity Shield. I believe they had a hack. A lot of influencers were pumping this project. Once a project has a hack, guys, it's hard to gain trust back, and it is very small. I think it's under 3 million in market cap. But in terms of safety, I would not be feeling, confident holding this project. They have been developing since then, and they do offer some decent sort of data storage capabilities. They've got decent partnerships as well. it's risky, guys. It is very risky. I'm going to put it as a 10x because, it's something which, when once it has a hack, once it had its hack, a lot of people lost conviction in this, and they moved on to, stronger projects. Next on the list, we have Cold Stack, another old microcap, which I used to be a huge fan of, and it still has potential, in my opinion, guys. It is very high risk. Another project which is down massively, 99% from the highs. Product is decent. They offer different cloud storage capabilities. They've got storage aggregators as well. It is also affordable. It's cheap. I think it's one of the most affordable in terms of storage capabilities. It's a good product, guys, and this is the thing. You'll notice, just because it's a good product doesn't necessarily mean it's a good investment. I'm going to put this as a 10x, but again, guys, this is very high risk. Just like something like Serenity Shield, this is very high risk, and also something like Verida as well, which is a microcap. Next on the list is a project which, I'm still pretty bullish on, and the reason I'm bullish on it, guys, is because of how strong the use case is. This is a product which has been developing throughout the bear market. The main criticism and the main frustration with this, guys, is price action with Crust. This has just shown it's just not done anything in terms of price action. But then again, that's probably when you should be investing. They offer a huge sort of utility. They have their own mainnet as well. And, they have a lot of people who are storing on this. You can also stake this as well. And, Depin storage, layer 1 as well, also with their mainnet. I still believe this has some life in it, guys. I do think this could potentially 10 to 20x. I'm going to put it in the 10x category because, we've seen something like DOT, the Polkadot ecosystem, start to pump, and I do believe this could pump, guys, and it's at the bottom pretty much. You're getting this at the low, so it's risky, and I'd pick something like Arweave, Aught, over it, and yeah, but it's a decent option for a low cap, in my opinion. And the final project on the list, guys, is Swarm, another low cap, and another project which is down 98%, another old project from 2020, I believe. In terms of what they do, guys, Depin, they offer different storage capabilities, cloud storage, and most of these projects do the same thing, guys. That's why it's pretty hard to sort of separate them based on cost effectiveness and how efficient they are and how fast they are. The main thing you need to look at, guys, is the marketing. You need to look at the partnerships, which is why something like Arweave and Aught, which have probably the biggest partnerships in this space, obviously Filecoin as well. And something like this, can probably do like a 5x, but in my opinion, if you want to make like a storage, have a few storage projects, guys, I'd pick something like Arweave and I'd pick something like Aught, and maybe pick something else in, if you want safety, go for Filecoin. If you want something higher risk, you can go for something like Verida or something like Crust, which has good upside. But if you hold Aught, Arweave, I think you're going to have some very good upside from here. And yeah, guys, this is my personal opinion on these storage projects. Of course, it's not the most exciting sort of narrative either. And you will notice the ones which probably will succeed are the ones which hit multiple narratives, which is why I'm so bullish on Aught, guys, because they're hitting so many narratives, and they've got a huge sort of use case as well, and huge adoption. And yeah. So yeah, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to drop a like and also subscribe. And again, guys, if I sort of criticized your project, don't get offended, please. Everyone has their own opinion, and you're free to make your own tier list and put your own opinion out there. If you think I missed a project, I probably did, because again, guys, I don't want to spend too long. This video is like 30 minutes long, and I wanted it to be like 15 minutes. So yeah, guys, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you very soon for the next video.